My name is Pam. I'm one of the Kindred Vegans, and V, the other Kindred Vegan, is behind the camera today. And so we're gonna get started. We're going to call them Blondies, chocolate chip Blondies. A friend of mine makes Blondies and they're delicious, but they're heavy on the oil. They've got egg and all that in. This started out as a banana bread recipe, and I like it better in a pan, cake pan. So I've always made it in a cake pan. My kids love it. So we start out with 3 bananas that I'm just going to mash up real quick.
So
here.
do you think this is a good like breakfast recipe kind of thing?
You could use it as a breakfast recipe, certainly, because it's not as sweet as some, like cakes or cakes or something. It's more of like a banana breadish flavor.
Yeah, you're not using oil in this recipe, are you?
Not at all.
Okay. So
and you can use, like, I add chocolate chips and pecans, but you could add anything.
Yeah.
You could use raisins and walnuts would be good in this.
Another trend that's I'm seeing a lot on the internet is the trail mix. You know, like just making your trail mix and adding that to whatever bread you want.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. But yeah, my kids love this recipe. And now that I can't have chocolate chips as much.
Yeah.
I just don't put the chocolate chips. I just give them like a chocolate drizzle on top when I give it to the kids.
Yeah. You could use anything.
Yeah.
All right, there's my mashed bananas. The next thing I am going to do is I have a 1/4 cup of ground chia seed here and a 1/2 cup, if I can get it, 1/2 cup of water. So I am going to mix that up and let it sit while I add the other ingredients. That way it'll thicken up. This is kind of like an egg replacer in a lot of recipes. You'll either see chia or flax seed works well too, but I like chia seed better, and you'll see why when I get it mixed up. You can see it starting to thicken and gellify. Is that a word?
Yeah, I guess. We're winging our own word now.
Yeah. So you can see it starting to gel up here. And we're just going to let that sit. I'm going to add 3/4 cup of maple syrup to my bananas. And then I've got a 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, and we're going to add that in.
I made your palette pretty good today.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Looks good. Then I have just a 1/4 cup of a plant milk. You could use soy, you could use almond, you could use coconut. Coconut would probably be really good.
Yeah. Which one are you using today?
Flavor. This is soy milk.
Okay.
And I usually use soy milk, but I think coconut milk would be a great flavor.
Yeah, it would. It would.
So I'm going to mix all of this up.
You know what coconut would be good? Like instead of the bananas in this recipe, you could replace pineapples. And add coconut milk. That would be kind of like a pineapple
you could.
coconut cake. That would be good.
Now I'm going to add my chia. See it?
Yeah.
It kind of gets that eggy, gelatinous texture. I'm going to add my chia in here and give it a quick mix up.
You're giving your arm muscles a workout today?
Yeah. Second workout today. I did my workout today. All right. So I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt that's going in. And then I have, how much? This was baking soda. This is a teaspoon of baking soda. And I also add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. This gives it a great flavor. I love cinnamon.
Yep.
All right, let me mix this up. Then I'm going to add my flour, and I have 1 3/4 cup of flour. And you could substitute oat flour for this, and I think it would be really good.
But isn't like oat? Oh well, you're putting the chia, so even though oat is gluten free, it would still. Yeah, the chia would still hold it together.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah. I think oat flour is always a great substitute, and it's got I don't know, I like it. It's almost got a sweet flavor to it.
Yeah.
Sweet, you know what I mean? So it works good. And if you're having it for breakfast, why not use oats?
Yeah.
So this is 1 3/4 cups of flour here.
Now, which flour are you using?
This is a whole wheat white, so it's a white whole wheat flour. All right, I gotta mix this up, and it should get really kind of thick. It'll be a thick dough consistency, not like a cake consistency, more like a brownie recipe. or a sweetbread type of recipe. And then once I get this mixed up, I'm going to add in pecans and chocolate chips. And I usually add in about a cup of each, or however much I have on hand.
Okay. So you just wing it.
I just wing it. And like I said, you can use anything. Walnuts, use walnuts for this. See, it's more like a brownie consistency when you get it mixed in, as opposed to a cake or a bread recipe.
It looks good though.
Yeah. Yeah. As Rosemary would say, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here's a cup of chocolate chips. And here's my pecans, and that looks like it's about a cup. So I'm just gonna put those in and mix that in. My kids love this, so they will be very excited when I have
When you
the
take it
chocolate
home.
chip blondies for them. Because that's what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a blondie.
All right. That's fine.
Instead of just calling it chocolate chip pecan banana bread cake.
No, that's too long. That's too long.
Now I'm just going to put it. I have a pan here. What I'm looking for, and if you guys have any suggestions or links, I am looking for just a square silicone baking pan, but I don't have one right now. So I'm just lining this with some parchment paper so that I don't add any extra oil. And we're gonna put this in. Let me scrape out all the goodness. Don't wanna leave any chocolate chips behind. And I'm just gonna even this out in the pan. And then I've got the oven preheated already to 325. And it usually takes about an hour to cook, but I'm gonna check it in 45 minutes just to be sure to see how it's doing. Yeah, that looks good.
You good?
And there you go, that's that. Now I'm just gonna stick it in the oven and we will be back when this is all finished. Hi everybody, and the blondies are finished now and you can see how delicious they look. And here is one that I cut. This is a corner piece, my favorite.
Yeah.
You can see they're like a brownie, sort of like a brownie. There's so many chocolate chips in here. This should be really good. And we're gonna, it's really, really hot right now because they just came out of the oven. It did take close to an hour for these to cook entirely, so.
I guess it depends on the moisture, right?
Mm-hmm.
On
how hot your oven is and everything.
Yeah.
I usually just test it with a knife. You stick a knife in. If it comes out with only chocolate, you're good to go. But they look good, and I'm sure they taste good. Actually, I've already tasted a little piece, so I know they're really good. So don't forget to subscribe down below. Hit that subscribe button, and that little notification bell will alert you every time we put up a new video. We have new videos every Tuesday and Thursday is what we shoot for. So be looking for that. We are K-Vegans on Instagram, so join us over there, and we're on Kindred Vegans on Facebook, so you can join us there too. We'd love to hear from you, so make sure you subscribe, and we will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.